Alternatives is the catch-all term for those investments which don't fit neatly into traditional asset class categories. It covers things like gold, silver, art, even classic cars and wine. But increasingly professional investors are looking at things you might not have thought of as sources of income: renewables, infrastructure, even aircraft leasing.
Renewables are a great investment for investors seeking income because, generally speaking, they're financed through long-term contracts ranging from 10 to 30 years. So they provide a steady stream of cash that supports the income that investors are looking for. Additionally, this is a great time historically to invest in renewables because there's a very strong regulatory push to introduce renewables into the energy mix. And this is because of the overwhelming evidence that climate change is happening.
From an income perspective, infrastructure, which incorporates roads, transport and shipping, is also a compelling option.
Infrastructure assets are highly cash flow generative, and that cash flow tends to be made available to investors through either dividends or yield. It's quite income generative, and so it will tend to fit within a portfolio. For individual investors, the best way to access them would be through public equity markets, and that could be directly if you have the time to do the research and get to know each of them individually, or it could be through a specialist infrastructure fund or a diversified multi-asset fund with exposure to that space.
Over the past decade, multi-asset fund managers have increasingly been embracing the opportunities presented by aircraft leasing.
In today's environment of low interest rates and low yields on traditional asset classes, investors have to look elsewhere in order to generate an attractive level of income. And aircraft leasing provides the potential for high income as well as some potential for growth, and it's also uncorrelated to other risks in investors' portfolios. These strategies are normally accessible through listed investment companies, so they're a listed company on the stock exchange. Now investors can access them directly, or if they want to diversify their sources of income, they can access it through a multi-asset income strategy, which provides diversified exposure to other sources of income as well.
In a lower for longer, possibly forever world, unusual and potentially lucrative investments are increasingly taking the place of their plain vanilla counterparts in portfolios. With greater potential for high returns comes higher risk, but carefully chosen and blended together, alternatives may well provide a good income solution.